Good morning. This is Wednesday, September 16th, and this is your LOCO podcast. We come to you via the Tiger Wave Network. Go check us out on YouTube.
Buy the merch.
Tiger Wave, DSHS Tiger Wave. There's LOCO merch. It's a beautiful morning. I hope that everybody's doing well. Apparently, there are police officers in my neighborhood because there have been a string of break-ins and car robberies, as well as one stolen car this morning, and they broke down our gate. Apparently, we have a steel gate at the front of our neighborhood. I don't know what it is. It's probably steel. They ran their car through it, like bent it.
Wow.
This is all this morning. I forgot to tell you about this, Connor. It's kind of chaos. There's like a bunch of cops patrolling my neighborhood.
Dirty drip. That happens.
Yeah. What's up with you this morning?
You know, got my guitar back. That's pretty cool. How about a Telecaster this weekend? That was cool.
Tell me a little bit about this guitar.
A Telecaster. It's red.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know the technical stuff.
You know what year it is?
No idea.
Is it a newer one? Probably.
I think it's newer. It kind of looks like it's from the 60s though, so that's cool. I think most Telecasters do though.
Yeah, it's the design. They like to keep it vintage. It looks cool. Why would you change it?
Oh, I showed you my new hat already.
Great hat.
Is this the hat episode? Let me put my hat on.
Are you gonna tune in? Are you gonna tune in to the supposed Joe Rogan, Joe Biden, Donald Trump?
Yeah, I would watch
debate?
that. Yeah, I'd watch that.
What do you think would happen? I really don't know. I have no clue how it would look.
It's going to be terrible if that would happen. I don't think Joe Biden's going to agree to it in the first place because that's totally up Trump's alley and not up Joe Biden's alley. But
that's what I think. My parents disagree with me on this, but I think that they both aren't really that great at long-form, unscripted interviews. Like, neither of them are very good at going off script. It's just the way that they are.
Yeah, they're politicians.
But I think that Donald Trump's a little bit better at like grabbing the spotlight in that kind of scenario because he's so used to television. You know, he's so used to media in general. Mm-hmm. I feel like also Joe Biden has a lot more to lose than Donald Trump. I don't think Donald Trump's supporters really expect him to be all that on script. They don't care as much, you know, whereas the Joe Biden fans might be a little bit more upset if he didn't do well. You know, they might both do terribly, but I think it would be worse for Joe Biden than it would be for Donald Trump.
Well, I think it's the kind of craziness that Trump is used to, but I just can't see Joe Biden doing that. And if it were to happen, it would be crazy. It would be absolutely just, I don't know what happened. But
yeah, I don't think Biden will. He's got it made in the shade right now. There's no reason for him to be rocking the boat. We have Clayton Appleman ready to join the call. Let's bring him in. We now welcome you to the state of the drip.
Wow.
Oh, Clayton, it's nice to see you. How are you doing?
Bro, we got another guest with a beard. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is guest 2 with a beard. Have you seen Granger's beard recently?
Yes. Can you hear me?
How awesome. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of it's like he's a mountain man.
It's awesome. I love it. So tell us, did you survived the first 2 days of school? How was it?
I did survive the first 2 days of school. And honestly, it really feels like I'm doing online school, but I'm just in the classroom.
Really?
Because the teachers, you know, are catering it to both the in-person students and the online students. So the teaching itself feels very like similar to what we've been getting the past weeks.
Well, I know that in class it was a little weird because, for instance, when students would ask questions, I could hear the answers that the teachers gave, but not the questions that the student asked, which meant that the information was basically useless. It just seemed really inefficient on my end because I felt like I was sitting there waiting forever for you guys in class to start up, and I don't know why they think we need the same thing. I feel like for the kids on Zoom, the teachers should just write an agenda for the day with the stuff you're going to need and have it be all asynchronous. And then they can focus on you guys. So it goes faster on your end and better. And then it also goes better on our end. I don't know. What was it like to have 3 lunches? Which lunch did you have?
I had the worst lunch. I had B lunch, and so that's like, I think it's an underclassmen lunch. So there's really not many seniors or juniors there. And to be honest, I really didn't have like any friends there. So I'm kind of a loner at lunch right now. But
I mean, I have a lunch on B days, and it has not been fun. I had to eat so early, and I can't understand.
I don't even eat at lunch.
Seriously, we have to eat by 10:57, Clayton.
Yeah.
Like 10:57 is when we go to lunch.
Like I get to lunch like I ate an hour ago. Like
yeah. So did it seem like the day went by like faster, slower, same?
As opposed to online?
No, as opposed to normal school day, because obviously a school day online doesn't feel that hard because you're at home.
It felt like it did last year, honestly. Like as far as the amount of time you spend there. When you get into the classes, it's like it feels like you're on that normal schedule you kind of were last year.
If you had to guess, how many kids went back? Do you think like 50%, 40%, 60%?
Like 50%. I mean,
really?
Classes seem to be pretty empty.
And do you think kids are gonna stay?
I know there's already been, like, I already know there's one kid in my math class. When I came on a B day, he'd already switched from like the second day, he already switched back. And I know I'm going to think about it after this week, after I see how it goes. So I think people are kind of in the same boat as me. They're kind of just going to reassess after a week.
Yeah, I had a teacher yesterday, I won't name her, but she did mention that she knew that a lot of her students were staying home just after the first day. She said it was really chaotic on her end, but I imagine that it really depends on the teacher and what class as to how chaotic it is. There's probably some teachers that are dealing with it better than others.
Right. And it's really not the teacher's fault. I mean, they had to learn how to do online learning. Like they had to learn how to teach online, and then again, they had to learn how to teach online and in person at the same time.
This really is the worst way to do it. The fact that they have to split their attention, I feel really bad for them. Like I said, I would much prefer them just give me a list of things to do. And like, I chose to stay home. I agreed to the fact that I wouldn't be in school. It shouldn't punish the teacher. Like, I know I'm going to get less time talking to the teacher. That's the trade-off. If it was that much of a concern to me, I would have gone back to school.
Right.
You have to clean a lot, right? You have to sanitize things a lot. Your hands, the desk, I think, right? Give me a rundown on what all you had to do.
It's really not much of a hassle for me, at least, I don't think. Like, we come in, there's cleaning supplies at the front of the room. So far, like, the teachers will come around and spray it for you and give you a paper towel. So all you got to do is wipe it down. When you enter and leave the room, you got to sanitize, and it's right by the door. So, I mean, it's really not that much of a...
It doesn't sound that bad at all.
No.
And they've got, the doors are open, right? So you don't have to touch any doors. You don't have to... That's good. Well, Clayton, I don't mean to kick you off, but we have actually been told that these podcasts need to be about 45 minutes shorter than they are, which is kind of hard to do. So we're going to have to let you go. Our last one was an hour, just over an hour and 5 minutes, I think.
An hour and a minute.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming, Clayton. We'll have you back on at some point.
Peace out, guys.
All right, peace. All right. Connor, you're in charge of the conversations for this one.
I'm in charge of this one. What's up, Piper? How's it going?
Great.
How's your birthday going so far?
Great.
How old are you now?
17.
Oh, just now. Okay. Bro, we're like the same age now. That's so cool.
I'm a child.
Anyway, why aren't you at school right now?
Because I don't have a first period.
Oh, awesome.
What, you think I was going to join a Zoom in the middle of my first period?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. That would be cool. It's called dedication. Anyways.
I gotta go to the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Thanks. How is going back to school?
Great.
Can you tell us about it?
Well, listen, it could have been worse, but I can't really learn when I'm at home. So being at school, I can learn a lot better because I'm in a more, I'm in an environment that is more like conducive to learning. You know what I mean?
Ooh, big word. Yes.
As a person with ADHD, I can totally understand where you're coming from. I've kind of managed to get around it, mostly just because I enjoy being at home so much that I just can't compel myself to get back to school. But it is really difficult to. I think the key is probably setting up a workspace outside of your room, which is something I haven't done. That is probably a good idea. Anyways, sorry, Connor. I'll let you get back to it.
I'm joking. I'm messing with you. So Piper, we got some questions. What was it like to have 3 lunches?
Well, I had a lunch.
Ooh, that's the worst.
Since I have off periods on A days, I don't have to go to school till 11:30. So that's very fun because then I didn't wake up until like 10 on Monday. But if I had, and then on B days, it's really hard to eat lunch at 11 and then have to go to like all of your classes after that still. And instead of it being like you only go to one class after, or 2. But yeah, so it just makes the day feel a lot longer when you go to lunch at 11.
Well, that kind of answers our next question. Do the days feel longer or shorter?
They feel, I don't know, they just feel longer to me. Especially when I have swim practice after school, and then it's just, the day feels so long.
You're still doing swim?
Yeah, I'm multi-talented.
Oh yeah, what are your talents?
Swimming, being the best at my job.
I have to interject. I need to ask, has COVID affected swim at all? What is the...
Yeah. So basically, we're not allowed to like do meets with more than like one other team. So we used to have meets with like 10 teams there. Obviously, that can't happen now. So we have like a meet against one other school next week. And
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you win?
And then, yeah, we're gonna win. Probably.
Nice.
Because everyone else sucks.
So. And you're good at your job too? What were you saying about your job?
I'm good at it. I got the blue shirt. That means I'm in charge.
I saw that yesterday. You're in charge?
Yeah, see, everyone else had a red shirt on, but I had a blue shirt.
Oh my gosh. What's the craziest experience you've had working at Chick-fil-A?
Probably when this one time, this lady asked for like 20 Chick-fil-A sauce, and I was like, we can't give her that many. And then she heard me say that, and then she told one of the guys, she was like, that girl was being very mean to me. I can't leave until I see the manager. And then we were like, okay. And so we pulled her into a parking spot, and the manager went out to talk to her. And then she was like, Piper, they need to talk to you. And then I went out there, and she was like, you had a terrible attitude, young lady. You work in the service industry. You have to be prepared to do whatever you can for your customers. And then
my pleasure.
I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you really wanted all your Chick-fil-A sauce. And then I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm totally in the wrong here. Have a great day. And then I almost cried.
So she got the sauces?
Yes, she got all those.
Oh,
she got
wow.
all yeah.
Was she a Karen?
Probably.
Wow.
Now, I think I knew someone that worked at Chick-fil-A at one point, and they said that that there's vats of sauce, and right? Is that correct? Now, what would one have to do to like smuggle one of those out? And how much equivalent of packages of sauce do you think would be in that?
Let's see. One sleeve is like 8 times 40, 50, and then like 4 of them. It's probably like 150 sauces.
Holy crap.
You could get a huge deal on the market for that. That's a huge profit.
Yeah, but it's pretty hard to smuggle an entire one of those out of the store.
I think you'd be risking to get you to quit your job.
You'd be risking a stable income too.
That's true. That's life.
150 sauces.
That's true. So Piper, what are your plans today for your birthday?
Well, I'm going to go to school, and then I'm going to go to dinner with my friends. Hey, listen. Get mad on that because it's only people who know each other, and you don't know them. So
that's okay.
Well, except for Caroline.
Don't know
Caroline?
Caroline? Oh, Caroline. Yeah.
Yes.
Then when do I drop Red Bull off at your house? What
now.
Time? I can't do it right now.
When you're done with this.
I have to go to class. Sorry,
Anytime.
Logan. Hold on. I have to get this clear. How about 5 o'clock?
Great. That works.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I'll bring you some Red Bull. Just be there.
Yes.
Don't make me talk to your mom by myself.
Okay, I will be there.
Okay.
Well, no, you could be like, I'm here to take Piper away.
Okay. I'm down with that.
No, you got a little too excited when I said that.
Oh, sorry. We're getting flirty on this podcast, guys. Keep it mature.
Where's this going?
I don't know. Any final thoughts about school, Piper?
I wish it was summer or that I'd graduated by now.
Wow. Where do you plan to go to college?
Listen, I'm thinking about Colorado State University. Also thinking about California schools. So
nice. Well, thank you for coming on, Piper, and happy birthday. And I'll see you at 5 o'clock today when I bring you your Red Bull. All right, everybody. Quick disclaimer real quick. Last week, only our interview with Granger Rosapal was uploaded to the podcast streaming services. But if you go to our YouTube, DSHS Tiger Wave, you can listen to me talk about the Nazi time bell, Die Glocke, and you can hear our music choices for the week. So, and you can hear the Chillax and chat as well and Stay the Drip. So go listen to that on YouTube, DSHS Tiger Wave. Thank you.
Yeah, we're still working out the way that everything gets posted and where it gets posted to and how it gets posted, but we're getting a little bit better with it. Our YouTube channel is a little bit more consistent now. Well, actually, for the first time, compared to how it was. Now, we've got something very exciting for you today, though, because it is time for Ashes of Alexandria.
Yeah!
And it is a good one, okay? Now, I don't have any photos to show you guys this time like I did with the mules, but I've got some stories that might just put images in your head for you, okay?
Imagery.
Are you ready for the first one, Connor?
I am so ready, dude. I'm so pumped.
Are you sure?
Let's hear it. I'm so ready, man. I've never been more ready. Let's go.
Ivy League universities, okay, that schooled our most brilliant minds, some of our most powerful leaders in the country today.
Okay.
Some of the most brilliant people on earth. These universities used to take nude photos of their students routinely. Now, it was in the late 1970s. They found thousands upon thousands of photos of nude young men showing their fronts, sides, and rears. And it seemed like there were sharp metal pins sticking out of the naked men's spines. Well, it turned out that it wasn't as weird as they thought it was going to be. It was actually a study into how rickets developed. And they required their freshmen, the Ivy League schools did, such as Harvard and Brown and Yale, they required their freshmen to pose nude for a photo shoot for the study.
Wow.
Yeah, the goal was to, like I said, to figure out how rackets were developed, and they used male and female subjects. So, you ready to hear some of the people that the archive included naked photos of?
I'm a little afraid, but yeah, let's hear it.
George W. Bush, Hillary Clinton, Diane Sawyer, and Meryl Streep are just some of the examples of the thousands of people that were included in these archives.
They got Meryl.
Unsurprisingly, there was a fire that destroyed the archives. What are you going to do? Ashes
that sounds like a bit of a coincidence.
I'm not going to make any statements on who started that fire, but there's certainly people in that list that might not want to deal with such backlash. And so maybe one day we find some more photos. Maybe one day we don't, who knows? So this next one that we've got is the Great French Mustache Strike. And what happened was the rich French upper class like to sport their mustaches and look real fine. And they said, what are these lower class citizens doing with mustaches? They're making us look bad. We're the guys that have mustaches and we're awesome and super cool. And these guys aren't. So why do they have mustaches? So the upper class subjected the lower class to, quote, sentenced to forced shaving. So they were sentenced to be forced to shave.
What year was this?
1907.
Wow.
And of course that led to a lot of people being like, hey, but I want a mustache. Hey, you can't force me to shave off my mustache. Thus the name of the French mustache strike. So yeah, they went on strike and grew a bunch of mustaches, and eventually they won the right to a mustache.
Oh, that's
Specifically French waiters gained the right to a French mustache. Mustache. So this one is also hilarious and great. Austria-Hungary's chief spy was a spy catcher. No, wait. I read that wrong.
It's that confusing.
Austria-Hungary's chief spy catcher was a spy. So his job was to catch the spies, and he was a spy, which is actually not all that surprising thinking about it. Like, doesn't that make a lot of sense?
In a way it does, yeah.
So, I mean, there's not a lot to say about this one. He was the guy in charge of catching all of the spies, and in 1912 they figured out that he was himself a spy. They captured him. He confessed to treason, and then he committed suicide. So, case closed. He was guilty. You know, it's always sad when a good spy turns rogue.
Very sad.
Now, when you think about an Egyptian king, you don't often think about pickpocketing, right?
That is true.
You think about someone that is garnished and gold and sitting on a throne and just, you know, probably in the past had a lot of slaves and didn't ever have to do anything. Well, this king, who actually ruled Egypt from 1936 to 1952, was known for his incompetence, but mostly his weirdness. He was a kleptomaniac, and he could not resist picking people's pockets. Yes, he even picked the pocket of, he even took Winston Churchill's pocket watch, a family heirloom that had been gifted to him by Queen Anne. This king just took his pocket watch. He stole it at dinner.
Did Winston Churchill ever get it back?
So yes, after Winston Churchill screamed and cried about it, rightfully so, because he got his watch stolen. This is hilarious. This is how a 5-year-old would do it. Farouk was his name. The king said that he claimed to have found it sitting next to him. That's what you do when you're 5.
Yeah.
So he just walked. I found this. I didn't realize. Yeah, he used to have nightmares of getting chased by hungry lions. And so one of his advisors said, "You will not rest until you have shot a lion." So he went to the zoo and shot 2 lions in their cages. Pretty bad dude.
That's terrible.
But he eventually settled in Rome, where he literally ate himself to death, collapsing at a restaurant after a heavy meal in 1965.
That's a baller way to go out.
So this king was different, and he got a spot on my segment. That's how different he was.
Wow.
I keep hyping these up, but these just keep ratcheting up and how awesome they are. And this is my last one, and it really, I do think, is the best. It's called the Snake Eradication Plan that disastrously backfired. British India's rulers were worried when it became infested with venomous cobras. So they offered a bounty. They were like, hey, we'll pay you. You just give us the skins. It's all good, but we need to get rid of these snakes. And before long, all of these different natives were going around to these different drop points with all of the venomous snake skins. And for some reason, though, the cobra population didn't change. It just stayed the same. no matter how many skins were brought to the authorities, they couldn't get rid of the snakes. And eventually they figured out that many of the locals had turned to farming cobras. They were breeding and raising cobras just so that they could then take the skin and go make their money back. And so British India basically ended up creating a new form of agriculture based around snakes while trying to get rid of them. And snakes are horrifying. Sorry, I cut my mic out there. But that's it. That's all for Ashes of Alexandria. I hope that you enjoyed. That's all we got for you. And we'll move on to music musings. Connor, what's your music musing for the week?
My album this week is called For Blood and Empire by Anti-Flag. You ever heard of them?
Not familiar, no.
Never heard of Anti-Flag? Well, they're a pretty relevant band right now due to their political stance, if you couldn't tell by the name of the band, Anti-Flag. In fact, they're so political that they got banned from Hot Topic. That's how extreme they are.
Hot Topic doesn't ban a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. You walk in there, you're like, ooh. So that's how. They're pretty cool. Good music. The highlights of this album are the Press Corps, This Is the End for You, My Friend, and $1 Trillion. Very good album. Chris Barker, Chris number 2 on bass. He's a very good bassist. I look up to him. Very cool. And very good album. Go check it out. Very relevant. It has a lot of good messages behind it. So check it out. How about you, Logan?
Well, that is just a fantastic choice. I'm probably going to go with Fly By Night, Rush album.
Rush.
Yeah, it is probably one of the best albums that they produced, at least in my opinion. I had it on vinyl for a little while, and just from the get-go, the first half has Vitor and the Snow Dog, which I'm sure many of you aren't that familiar with, but it's a fantastic song. And then the title song, Fly By Night, is really good too. It's kind of Rush at their best when it comes to songwriting hits, I feel like, in a way. But yeah, go check it out. It's a really cool album.
I just want to say something. I believe you and I were together when we heard that Neil Peart died. Do you remember that? We were in math class.
I know that we've talked about it. Were we there at the same time?
I think we were there at the same time. We heard that he passed. So.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Neil Peart.
Been a while. May he rest in peace.
I saw him in his last tour.
That's awesome.
Got really lucky. I can't believe that it was that soon after that I saw him that he died. But I knew that was going to be their last tour. I was really glad I got to see them.
That is very awesome.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today, unless I've forgotten anything. Connor, did I forget anything?
I don't think so. I think we did a good job today.
All right. Shorter than normal. Everybody, we love you. Connor and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week and a great weekend. We'll see you on Wednesday.
And get the merch. Get the merch.
Thank you for joining me, Connor, as my co-host.
There you go.
Fantastic co-host on here every week at the same time as me, doing an equal amount of work.
I would hope so.
So, without further ado, thank you for joining us.